6-20 during the season, second in the East behind the Bulls, and then in the first round of the playoffs beat the Knicks in 5. They have been so good here at home. At one point they won 17 straight at American Airlines Arena, and as I mentioned earlier, 28-5 overall, which tied with San Antonio for the best home record in the league.
Now, of course, with Chicago being knocked out, they've got home court advantage throughout the Eastern Conference playoffs. And how about what's going on out west? The way Oklahoma City just took apart the Lakers last night. That was remarkable. And the Spurs, who are coming up next on TNT, have had 9 days to prepare. And I'm sure they can't wait to get out on the court.
Spurs and the Clippers from San Antonio. That's an offensive foul charged to Hill. First foul on Hill. Spurs coming off the sweep of Utah, the opening round. Clippers getting by Memphis in that grueling 7-game series.
That was a block right there. Haslam just slid right underneath him. But once again, you know, with that restricted arc, the officials normally look at the feet just being outside that line, and they rarely look at the position. I think they've gotten better with it, but that was a missed call there.
Wade going to the left hand. There's Hill on the open floor, moving on Chalmers, who stepped away, did not want to pick up another foul, but a foul is called. Mario Chalmers with number 4.
Looked like Hill actually stepped on Chalmers' foot going to the basket. But when you're in retreat like this, you're never going to get a call. And I think they may have owed Hill one anyway from that previous possession.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Are you saying payback?
Yes. What's your point? Look at the feet. No, I think, you know, maybe he missed it. He may have just tripped him a little bit, but very little contact there. But if you want to get into a more in-depth conversation.
I actually was going to bring that to the topic of flopping, and we have not seen any here today. That people who follow the NBA playoffs are well aware that Frank Vogel, the head coach of the Pacers, was fined $15,000 by the NBA, as the league put in his comments about how the referees should officiate the series, with Vogel calling Heat players the biggest floppers in the NBA. Commissioner David Stern said it should have been a larger fine. Here's Haslam, lost it, and then recovered. James fires with the shot clock running down and did not make contact with the rim. Wait a moment. LeBron arguing that call, as you see that quote from Frank Vogel concerning the flopping. Apparently, they've changed the call, saying yes, it did nick the rim.
It nicked it, and it did not go out of bounds, and that's why the referees had to stop the play and give the ball back to Miami.
George with the steal. George on the drive, blocked from behind by Wade. That's his second rejection. James draws the foul. So LeBron will go to the line. The foul committed by Granger.
How many times have we seen something like this tonight? The recovery, and that's a foul right there on Haslam grabbing the left arm. Watch the left arm right here. That's a blatant foul that was not called. Tough break for George. But the recovery speed of this Miami defense, just remarkable. It seems like Indiana has had maybe 5 or 6 potential lay-ins or dunks that have either been blocked or just chased down from behind.
And for the Pacers, their 4th team foul, so Miami will be in the penalty the last 8 minutes of this 3rd quarter.
That happened throughout game 1. Miami was in the penalty about midway through every quarter. And that's why they ended up shooting 38 free throws, which was basically the difference in the game.
Although personal fouls about even to this point. One more called on Indiana. Shot clock down to 3. Blocking foul, says Joey Crawford. Foul on Joel Anthony.
You know, there's been a lot of talk about the officiating, Marv, with the offensive foul on Garnett last night, late in the game. And I've heard a lot of people with different opinions on the subject. First of all, these guys have the hardest job in professional sport. You can call a foul in an NBA playoff game on pretty much every possession. And if you want to keep the flow as an official, you can't do that. So you really have to pick and choose, and you have to try to keep the pace of the game going and keep control of things at the same time. It's an incredibly difficult job.
West with the rebound and the putback.
Well, they're hanging in there, aren't they?
First field goal of this third quarter for either team. With nearly 5 minutes gone by, beautiful pass from James. Haslam with the bucket. LeBron off the dribble, able to get it on the bounce to Haslam.
Well, it's been a real struggle for Miami's offense. We talked so much about their defense, but they're struggling to score, and Bosch's absence, no question, is being exposed here.
Crowd thought he stepped out. West with room, yes, and David West showing some signs.
And that's the one, Marv. Make the Miami defense rotate once and then a second time. That's how you get good shots against these guys. The first rotation, they'll get there. The second rotation, you can get a good look if you move the ball.
Mike Miller, who just checked in. Hibbert steps out, got a piece of it. Miami up by 3. And they're having difficulty locating shots. James off the back foot, rebounded by George.
Hammering home his thing to his team was, we can't get caught up in Miami's desperation mode. Let's stay in the moment, focus, and patient offensively, guys.
All right, Cheryl, an Indiana team that has come from behind, down by as many as 9. West with a flip shot from deep. Here's James, accelerates, rejected by Granger. Granger is on it. Chased by Chalmers, able to break it up. And Battier sent flying, foul called on the Pacers. That's their third team foul. It is number 4 on Danny Granger.
What a play from Wade after the incredible block from Granger. Both teams just playing so hard, but Wade ended up chasing Granger down and causing that turnover.
James gets inside. And James and Granger have words. The official Ed Malloy gets between them. David West being held back. And now West playing peacemaker as he guides his teammates away. David West, not a guy you want to get involved with.
No.
He, for a hobby and in terms of conditioning, is an excellent boxer.
Did not know that. Meanwhile, here's the play. Granger gets on the wrong side of LeBron. He anticipated that LeBron was going to run to the high post to catch the ball, loses position, and then you see what happens. It's pretty much just two guys playing hard, getting tangled up here. But he tried to block the shot here, and James took offense to that elbow. Granger thinking maybe they were just tangled up. The old double technical, and now we play on. But for Indiana, Frank Vogel talked about the ability to deal with this desperation that Miami is showing. Normally that means getting the ball into the post and going down low and getting fouled and slowing the game down. But with Hibbert on the bench, they're trying to go into David West, but Joel Anthony doing a terrific job denying him the ball down there.
The double technical on James and Granger. And not that David West is going to throw a left-right combination, but
yeah.
I think everyone around the league knows his boxing prowess. Indiana ball with 5 remaining on the clock. Here's West, and he is fouled, hacked by Chalmers. That's number 5 by Chalmers. Well, we go back to December of 2008, a Pacer-Cavalier game with LeBron James on the drive and Danny Granger pulling on the arm of James. So they have a little history here. The two exchanging words, how to be